This is the INIT page. In the INIT page, you put everything that has to do with the initialization, basically, of your flight. You will put the from to airports. You will put the initialization of the IRS being the inertial reference system, which is a machine inside the aircraft that allows it basically to compute its position at any given moment along the 3D axes. You do that by basically putting a reference initially based on your parking for it to be able to compute it during flight. You then put in your cost index, your cruise flight level, the temperature, the tropopause, your flight number, and the alternate aerodrome for destination in case you don't manage to land or the weather is pretty good at your intended destination. Putting in these information such as temperature and tropopause level allows the aircraft to calculate the optimum flight level. This is the NSB page. In the NSB page, you put in the zero fuel weight, center of gravity, the block fuel, and the trip point as well. It will allow the aircraft to compute the takeoff weight, the landing weight, the trip fuel, route reserve, alternate fuel, final fuel, and basically estimate the fuel on board you'll have at arrival. This is the flight plan page. On the flight plan page, you put everything that has to do with the departure, the arrival, the whole cruise itself by putting in the waypoints, the airways that you will be using for your flight. The aircraft will automatically cross-reference with its database to be able to put in the constraints based on altitudes and speed and everything that has to do with basically limiting your speed or altitude at waypoints you pass. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting in airways from the initial VOR, which is the VHF omnidirectional range that I'm using from departure of this aerodrome. And here I'm putting in the arrival at my destination airport. ILS 04 means I'm going to be using the instrument landing system on runway 04. And I'm putting in the star, which is the standard arrival for that aerodrome. So the star connects to the approach itself, which is the ILS approach, like I said before. And then I just fill in the gaps based on basically what the computer can output in itself based on what I've put in. So I put in the waypoints that I need for my approach. I put in the waypoints that I need for stabilization and everything. And then we're good to go. I will then check that later with my captain to check that everything is fine. And we'll be ready for departure. After doing all the appropriate checklists and everything, of course. Yeah, it's taking a bit of time because I'm just reviewing the last finishing touches basically to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. Everything that's in blue on the flight plan page has to do with the go-around procedure. This is the radio nav page. It's where you put in the relevant VORs or radio navs that can be used for departure, and you put in the course of the initial airway to be able to fall back on something in case there's a problem during departure. The page I was in after that was the proc page. I just put in the departure aerodrome and the runway I was going to be using, and this is currently the performance page in which I put in the takeoff shift in case I'm not taking off from the edge of the runway. I put in the V speeds, the V1, VR, and V2 speeds. I put in the thrust reduction acceleration altitude and the engine out acceleration altitude in case there's any problems, and the flex temperature as well. Right now what I'm doing is setting up the secondary flight plan in case I have to do a return after takeoff. If we have any failure, we can activate the secondary flight plan to be able to return to the departure aerodrome and do it basically in an expeditious manner basically. So I put in everything on the secondary flight plan, and then I'll just have to activate it later to be able to come back to make it easier for everybody. So here I'm just putting everything that has to do with the approach, the ILS Zulu 21, runway 21, and putting in the weather information of the current aerodrome, since I'm going to be coming back here if I have a problem. I already know everything that has to do with this weather. performance page again, just reviewing everything, and that is it. Now, after looking at the performance charts, I can now put in the flex temperature, and we're done.